We are living in a time where very often people are just sharing their advice, and I'm one to admit to it. I share my advice. I'm not saying it's right. My advice is an option, an opening, an opportunity for people to get a different mindset, a different view, different things that you can try to make your life better. But I've noticed for myself and for a lot of other people, it has made massive differences that other people can't share with you, that is actually shown to get results and make people's lives better. That's why I share, and that's why I hope to get people to try new things. By eating a healthy diet, by working out, by getting in walks, by taking deep breaths, by doing things that completely change your usual way of life. Cold baths, cold showers, plenty of water, plenty of hydration. Things that can take you from you didn't try anything other than the job and coming back and eating food and going to bed, to actually going out and living and experiencing life. If you can do that, if you can get onto that plane, if you can get onto that feeling, that way of life where you just keep going, you keep pushing, and then you can tell at times your body's tired, or at times you know you can do more, well then you're going to keep pushing the boundaries and the barriers to really at times go out on a limb. But you find out that often you can make the connection, and you get things that you can never get before. So that's what I hope to show. That's what I hope to get. I hope people push more and try to get more out of life. Not to focus on one thing, like just get money and then you get rich and then there's nothing else there. I'm saying do a lot whilst you go on your journey. Do a lot whilst you're going wherever you're going, because it means that more people are gonna. If more people helped other people, but they did the things themselves, that they actually ate healthy. You didn't just show people to eat healthy or tell them what to eat. You actually ate the foods and you shared it with other people. Then that means that they're going to be eating it, they're going to share it with other people, and then you'll grow and push things beyond their current levels. I think that's a life well lived. But right now we're living in a time where people are sharing information, and sometimes people can be very popular, but they don't actually share the best information. Very often they can be sharing information that might be effective, but they're not coming from the best place, and it means that you're using advice, but you're not really going to get the results that you want. Be very careful who you take advice from. Be very aware of, is this person living the life you want to live? You might see certain things that you want. You might see a person's very healthy, but is everything else in check? Is everything else really going their way? Are they getting the money that they want? Have they got the family that they want? Have they got the body that they want? Do they do it all the time? Do they do it every day? Or do they just sometimes eat healthy? If they've got the body you want, do they have the real health? You don't know if that person's got bad health or not. And I'm not saying that you just give up if you're following someone's advice and you go, well, that person might not be healthy. I'm not saying don't follow it. I'm just saying be more aware. If the person's rich, is their health where you want it to be? Some people work so much that they skip the healthy meals, that they'll work a lot of hours, but then they'll just get in a quick fast food meal. I'm trying to say don't let that be you, and to be aware of who you're taking advice from. I'm not saying I've got everything I want, but I'm giving people the opportunity to take on new habits, disciplines, routines, different opportunities, activities, and things that can actually push someone forward. I'm not saying for the destination to go, but I'm giving you tools and techniques that you can use on your journey right now to give you an edge, to push you forward, to make you better, to make you become more. Like anywhere in life, we're all trying different things, learning new things, becoming more, doing more, and actually trying to create the things we want. But at times we all face challenges, at times we all experience difficulties. It's just a matter of who can keep going through that, who can keep staying on course, who can take charge when they're in charge, and who can stay on that front line rather than someone who backs off, feels scared, or gets confused whilst they're going there. If you're taking advice from someone who's been there, who knows how it goes, then they can take you forward. But if you're taking advice from someone who you thought was alright, thought might have been good, but they didn't give you the advice you wanted, it's 5 years down the line and they didn't take you in the direction you want, you can't really blame that person. They offered advice, it was you that followed it. So you got to be careful and be very choosy about who you take advice from. I am very careful who I take advice from, and I'm not saying I always do, but if I do, I make sure it's the best advice, and I always look, is it getting the results? Again, you don't have to be going for advice all the time. But if it is something, if you want to make the jump, if you notice something about healthy eating and you go, well, is this person getting results with it? And then you try it and you find that your life's better, then you can apply it. But if someone's eating something and you find it's not really getting good results, and then you try it and it's not getting results, well, it doesn't matter how much that person says it's great. If it's not working, then you stop doing it. And that's where you can start to set yourself up for far better success and far better experiences. check it out, dog. And I hope you can take that message about who you take advice from, and be very choosy who you take that advice from, because if you're not making the right decisions, if you do take advice from someone that you don't necessarily want to create the same life as, well, then you can end up going in a similar direction as that person, and it ends up not being where you want to be. So if you want to, you can start to make that difference where you go, I'm going to follow this person's advice for maybe a day, maybe a week, see if it works for me, and if it does, I'll keep doing it. If not, then we discard it and we go in a different direction. If you see that the person's got the money that you like, but their relationship just seems way off, then maybe that's a person's advice you don't want to follow, because you'll pick up what other people are doing. So you got to be choosy with the friends, but you also got to be choosy with the people's advice that you're following. If somebody's getting what you want in all areas, then that's probably the person you should be following. If the person's getting what you want in one area, but a lot of other things are off, maybe it's time to upgrade that person you're taking advice from. Don't be afraid to share information, to give people opportunities. But by no means, I don't care how successful you are, I don't think anyone should look at themselves as a go-to person in every circumstance. I think everyone can offer value, betterment, and it doesn't matter what level you reach. There's always more to learn, there's always more to do, there's always something better, a way to grow. If anyone says that they have reached some kind of pinnacle, then I wouldn't take that person's advice. I think anyone that's been pushing the boundaries for a long time realizes that there's so much more that can be done, that we can do so much more, and there is really beyond levels to be explored in any direction, in any area. Take an athlete, take a business person, take someone who wants to actually conquer something that's never been done before. Take any of those people, and I think you'll always learn that there's always levels far beyond what people have already settled for. I don't care how healthy you are. You might think you're the healthiest person, you might think you've got it figured out, but you definitely do not. There's definitely far more to be learned, to be explored, and if you ever settle, then you'll not be going that next level. And if the person you're taking advice from has settled, then it's time to step your game up. Again, I don't take advice from everyone, but the people I do, I make sure they're getting the results I want, then I try it, then I apply it. If I'm getting good results, I keep doing it, and then you keep moving forward. There's no bar here, you keep going beyond, and if you keep doing that, then you'll be able to share information with more people rather than settling just below where someone else is been to. Hope you can try it, hope you can let me know, and if you are doing great things, don't ever settle, keep going up.